Okay, this is how I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna saute a pound of a spicy Italian sausage and a pound of hamburger together, and I like to crumble them up really small and get them a little bit not burnt but charred, and then I'm gonna move those. I'm sauteing in olive oil, and then I'm gonna put them in this container while I wait for the next step. More olive oil, and I'm going to dice up this onion and saute it until it's golden brown. I'm going to add some salt and pepper and a little chili powder and some Italian seasoning, because I'm so insensitive that I can't tell any kind of seasoning from another, but if I put Italian in there, I can tell that it's seasoned. I'm also going to add a poblano. A poblano is a little bit hotter. It's a pepper that's a little hotter than a bell pepper. And anyway, I'm going to cut this out and cut it into dices. And once I get that in there, then I'll add some garlic, some minced garlic. And once I smell the minced garlic, then I will add all of my tomato. I've got tomato sauce and tomato paste for body and some diced tomatoes. Then I'll mix that up real good. And the next thing I will add is the minute rice. I could do minute rice separate in a separate pot. And I used to do it with water, but I don't do that anymore. I use beef broth instead of water because it's more flavor. But the way I'm going to do it today is I'm actually going to mix the parboiled rice into the mixture here, and then I'm going to add the beef broth to that, and then I'm going to let that cook for a while, and all the rice will cook and swell up, and all the flavors will come together. Then finally, just before I serve it, 10 minutes or so, I will mix in a bunch of sliced olives into the meat, and then I'll shred up some cheese, some Colby Jack cheese, put that on the top, and then I'll cover it and just let it all melt together. Here we go. I got this hot. I got it at a medium heat, but I let it set quite a while. I don't know what the exact temperature is, but it's pretty warm, and I think things are going to sizzle when they get in there. I'll get that oil a little bit warm. I'll pop that baby in there. Get that paper off. How about this right here? Hamburger on top. It didn't have to be on top. It's just like what I said. This is how I break it up. I use a potato masher. And it's going to be a little bit brown from the frying pan, and I put the onion in it, not directly in the meat, but in the pan. I saute the onion. See, we're on our way. We're on our way now. I'm just breaking them up. I got lots of the greases, the juices, the meat juices, greases. I got the greases going in there. When my mom used to do this, she would do the hamburger, and then she would put the onions in the hamburger and saute it that way, and it would smell amazing. But I actually prefer to remove this and then do the onions. And this is smelling, or not smelling, but it's looking like it's getting close. I'm almost there. See how they're small? And in a moment, they're going to be, they'll start cooking. You'll start seeing some color on them. They're brown now, but not brown like a little bit of a burning thing. So I'm gonna let that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna scoop this out with my nice strainer, scooper thinger. So I'm gonna go like so. So like I said, my mother used to do this with just hamburger. She didn't do it with the Italian sausage, but it gives it a little bit of an extra. It took everything that I'm doing today. There's a lot of things. I'll point out everything that took it to the next level. And one of them is the sausage, adding the sausage and meat. and the other is sauteing the onions and doing the vegetables by themselves, and then adding the meat back, stirring it up. The other one was the no longer using water. I'm gonna go like this, using beef broth. Here we go. A little bit more. And let's see, I think it's gonna go. Oh yeah. Okay. Sizzling. So I did a really uneven job on these, but you can see they're about the size of my fingernail or finger joint, that end joint, about that size. I just stir those babies up like so. And then I always add, how about some salt? Put some salt and some pepper. It looked like a lot of salt, but it's really not. Especially since it's coming out of a big container. Okay. So this is going to take a little while. But I'm going to let these go in there, cook and stir, cook and stir. And then the next I'll add the poblano. And then, which is also, see, the poblano, I cut them up about that size. And I also, I'm going to let this go golden brown, add the poblano, put the seasonings in with the chili powder, and then I'm gonna put, oh, you know what else I put in there? Hang on, let me see if I can get it easily. I put a little cumin, just a little bit. I don't like a lot. So I got that. So I'm gonna let these get golden brown. Then I'll put those things in, the pepper. I would put a little bit of jalapeno in here too, but I think that poblano is gonna do it. And then I do the seasonings, and then I mix that up. I let the vegetables sweat a little bit, cook a little bit. Then I put the garlic in, and then I put my liquid stuff in, and I put the meat back in, and then I put the rice in that. And so anyway, I'll do each step, and we'll see what it happens together. I'll do a little bit more pepper. And how about a little bit more salt? I do not like cumin, a strong cumin flavor. So I only put a little bit. Come on, baby, just a little bit. Now a little bit more. Okay. Like that was probably a quarter teaspoon or so. Not much. I think the pan might be getting a little hotter than what I want. So I got that. So this is where I like it. I mean, it's not all brown, but I got quite a bit of it is translucent. And there are some white pieces. You know, I'm seeing something else. I don't know if you can see it in there. But here's where some of the sausage had burned. And I don't know, maybe in the future I'll put a little wine in there. And I'll break that off the bottom. But anyway, I think we're ready. I'll put in the poblano and letting it sweat. Here's the chili powder. I do not need, maybe a teaspoon. I do not like real hot stuff. Wouldn't that be funny if I just dumped the kids' cinnamon in there? Chili powder. See? Just that much. That might be a little too hot. I hope not. I hope that by spreading it all out, so I got that. Looked like it's cooking pretty fast. I'm actually going to turn this down a little bit. How about this? I want 1, 2. I'm going to put another one in. Boom, like that. I'm not gonna let it burn though. That's the important thing. So I'm putting this in here, stirring it in. As soon as I smell the garlic, which I have a very poor sense of smell, so I'm gonna have to ask somebody else. But I'm gonna mix that in there. Oh, look, I don't have it in there very long. I got my tomato stuff. I don't know. I'm not gonna take the liquid out of that. I'm just gonna pour it in there like that. I mean, I've seen where people strain it. But now I'm adding a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit, back up to the middle, between middle and low. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mix in the tomato paste. I'm gonna mix in the tomato sauce. Yeah, let's do that right now. Here we go, baby. Boom! Tomato sauce. In the trash. Tomato paste is a little harder. I'll get this out of the way. Let's see if I can just like make it go without the bottom following and into it. Come on, baby, come on. Maybe I can splatter tomato all over the place doing it this way. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Look at that. It's almost all out of there. I wonder if I can get this baby in there. Come on, baby. There we go, pretty clean. This up in there, like so. I got that. And then the next part, I'm not gonna show this. I'm just gonna put the meat back in there, and then I'm gonna let it warm up again. And then I'm gonna put the rice in it, mix the rice in it, and then I'm gonna add the broth to it, and then I'm gonna cover it and let it set for about 10 minutes.
A few moments later.
Here it is, meat's in it. It's up to temperature, you see it's boiling. I got quite a bit of moisture in there, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem. If you follow the minute rice, your water and your rice are the same amounts, like just a cup of rice and a cup of water. And so I'm gonna do that. I got two cups of rice. Yeah, 2 cups. This is minute rice. You can use other rice, and you can cook it separately. I've done that in the past, where you cook it in another pot, and then you mix this, and it's already done. But I kind of like this way because it soaks up a lot of the flavors in the rest of the Spanish rice and the rest of the pot, the mixture. I'm gonna get that pretty close to where it needs to be. Now I'm gonna take this baby. It's a store-bought, you know. I wonder what it would be like if I had an actual beef broth. So there's 1 cup, and here's 2 cups. Perfect. I'm gonna stir this around. So I got that. So this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna take, I'm gonna let this go for like 10 minutes or so. And then I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna cover it. And then I'm gonna look at it again. And all of this rice should soak it all up. And then I'll stir it up and it will look like Spanish rice. Then I'll add the delicious olives from Lindsay, California. I'll add those, and then we'll put some cheese on it and just let it sit and cool off some and let the cheese melt. Okay, check it out. I let this go for about 15 minutes. It looks like it did cook into the bottom of the pan. I should have turned the fire down. I don't believe I needed it as high. I could put it just as at its lowest. Would have been better. But next time. Yeah, it looks like the rice looks like it's squishy enough. It looks like it's all in there. I like it. I bet this is going to be delicious. So I take that. I strained all the water out of these olives. I just put that in there. We're going to mix that around. I'm going to turn the fire off. I don't need the fire anymore. The olives only need to be warmed up. It's not like they have to be cooked or anything. So I'm going to do that. I don't know if it needs to be more colorful. Like, what if I had put a different colored bell peppers in it, or? But anyway, this is delicious, and I'm gonna smooth it out, and I'm gonna put some cheese on it, and just let it sit. And I've seen where people will put the cheese on it, and then they put olives on top of the cheese. But I'm not gonna do that. So let's see, let's get this nice and smooth. Get this smooth here. Okay. There we go. Smooth that baby out. And then I'm putting the cheese on it. I don't have to put a lot on it. I used to put so much on it, I didn't realize, but some of the people in my family didn't like it because I had too much cheese. But you just need it, for a little bit of a flavor or something. But you may say, how could you possibly have too much cheese, Bo? I think I did. And I found that I actually like it when I did it to where you had cheese where you couldn't see through the cheese. It was completely so like that. Go, come on, doing great. All right, so I got that. I'm gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes. Everything's done, but I'm gonna let that cheese warm up and melt, and those olives in there. I'm gonna let it set, and then I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna take out a scoop, and we'll take a look at it. Shazam! Look at that. It's really beautiful. I got that cheese, it's melted. It's not too much. The way I used to do it, I mentioned it just a moment ago, that the cheese, I used to really pile it on there, and I would put olives on top of that. But, I actually prefer this. It's like a little bit of a cheese taste, a little bit of an olive thing. So let's plate a little bit of this up. So this is enough for like the whole family, and then you should have enough to go at work. So let me take it. Oh, that's some plating, I think. Okay, I'm gonna take it over to the counter and take a little bite. Look at this, I'm gonna make Spanish rice just like my mom. Maybe a little bit better than my mom, but I wanna show my whole family, and I wanna show you. Here it is, all finished. Let's take a little bite. You know what? It's really good. It's really filling. I'm feeling a little heat right now as it's going down. I don't feel the heat in my mouth. I feel it kind of going down like that. I recommend drinking a glass of milk with it, but it is not super hot. It's a nice meal, and I usually make it and my family gobbles it up, but I always want to have it for leftovers for lunch at work. And there's maybe I'll have it once because it gets gobbled up. It's very popular. I really hope you enjoy it. So Spanish rice.